Welcome back to Elite Cross Plays Kentucky Route Zero. Last we left off yesterday, we were looking for Shannon's CD repair shop, and we ran into this guitar player, and we're going to see what he is all about. A young man in gray-stained clothes sits by the side of the road. He is playing with a worn guitar. To his left is a blue mug, and to his right a weathered dog. Conway stands and listens. The young man strums absently on the guitar, hums tunelessly, and occasionally mumbles a word. The young man whistles hoarsely, stops playing the guitar, then looks up at Conway. He rambles for a few minutes about the weather, the dog, and his music, then returns to playing. As he walks back to his truck, Conway finds that he can hardly remember a word the young man spoke. See, this is the lake that Weaver mentioned. Fortunately, like I mentioned in the last episode, the road indicator is not changed. I'm going to try getting back on the 65 real quick to see if that will fix the problem. So right now it seems stuck on saying run Interstate 65. Okay, that fixed it. Cub Run Highway, looking for Peoria and Wax. On one damn road. Union Light Dog Creek Road. Ah, here we did. Found it. Wax Road. Bait shop. Conway pulls into the bait shop parking lot. Vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar, a hand-run sign reads live bait, minnows, small and also large for striped trippers, night crawlers, chips, and beer. A green flyer hangs loosely from a bit of masking tape at eye level. To the shop's right, a dirt parking lot sprawls unevenly into the grass and then eventually trees. The bait shop is open. Computer printed type and a bold font surrounds a clip art illustration of a TV set. The TV has eyes, arms, and legs. His shoulders are slouched. On the screen is a cartoon expression of exhausted nausea. A hot water bottle rests against its wire antenna. TV repair. No model too old. Inquire within. We do not sell digital converter boxes. Conway enters the bait shop. Narrow aisles crowded with lures, reels, rods, and snacks divide the shop, lengthwise from the entrance to the cashier's counter. The left wall is lined with churning tanks of water. Conway approaches the tanks. 3 metal tanks that aren't labeled, and the water is too agitated to get a clear view of what's inside each one. The contents of the first tank are vaguely gray. The second is muddy pink. The third is clear but shiny silver flecks occasionally flash along its surface. Reaching to the first tank. Conway's hand brushes against something roughly the size of his palm. Conway reaches deeper into the tank. Conway's hand comes in contact with a scaly, uneven surface. As he runs his fingers along the bottom, a bead of sweat bridges the inches from his temple to the water surface. Something bites at his forearm. He recoils. Reaching the second tank. Conway's fingers slip through something fleshy but inert. The sensation is nauseating. Conway reaches deeper into the tank. As his elbows pass into the pinkish mess, he realizes he's about to be sick and the smell pulls away. Conway reaches into the third tank. The water seems to tremble with life. Conway can't tell if his hand is being nibbled by a fish or massaged by artificial current. As his eyes near the surface of the water, he can see something colorful glowing faintly at the bottom of the tank. Conway reaches deeper into the tank. A tremor spreads from his elbow out to his fingertips and up to the base of the shoulder. His vision flickers. The water is running warm under his skin now, and he has the sensation that something's about to snap. His eyes close. He lays on a rooftop, new shingles rough beneath his back, swelling in the noon sun. He is exhausted. They must have started before dawn. His legs are sore from holding stable on the uneven surface. His wrists from breaking old sealant. His fingers from carefully lifting shingles to hammer down the new ones. His boss, Ira, yells from the old idling truck below. He shades his eyes with his hand. A beer would be good. It's barely past noon, but he's worked a full day already. What could be the harm? Maybe a shot at the counter just to get his eyes open. Then a beer. Could offer to drive into town for lunch and stop at that place on Cumberland. Cashier pushes Conway roughly on the shoulder. He's been talking, yelling maybe, but it's all an echo now. Conway looks up, his neck stiff with pain, his right palm still tingling. The cashier points to the tank, and above it to the few holes torn in the wall. The holes from which an electric sign has come dislodged and fallen into the water. He helps Conway to his feet, looks at him pitifully, and returns to the cash register. Narrow aisles crowded with lures. This is just a description of the bait shop again. It's the first counter. Wiry cashier stands behind the register, preoccupied with Sudoku puzzles. Outside Shannon Marquez's workshop. Handwritten sign on the door behind the counter reads TV repairs by appointment. Please consult with cashier. Cashier knocks a few times on the door and waits, occasionally glancing at his puzzle. After a few moments with no answer, he notices a small note written on the sign. He reads it and points it out to Conway. Conway reads the note on the workshop door. Weaver, I got your message. Have left for the old mine. Don't know if I will see you there or what. Ready either way. Shannon. Conway asks about the basketball game. The cashier switches on the radio. An AM sports broadcast is playing, but Conway can't be sure if it's meant to answer or to drown out his question. We walk away. That's about everything we can get from here, looks like. And Shannon is somewhere else. So let's leave and follow Marquez Weaver's instructions. And let's drive away. Now, Marquez told us to take a right at the old factory. Just before the old factory, I think. A creek runs alongside the highway, then turns towards a dirty brick building. A grinding drone from within the building is faintly audible from the interstate. Floodlights on the lawn illuminate smokestacks. At the edge of the building's parking lot, a large sign, partially obscured by trees, reads Artificial Limb Factory. I think we're supposed to go this way. Maybe she told us just after the factory. Spawn ramp. Act 1, Scene 3. Elkhorn Valley. Conway brushes some dirt off Blue's hat. How's it going, Blue? Not sure that lady was right about the on-ramp to zero being here. Guess you just can't tell with some folks. They're liable to running around just for kicks. Should we look around or get back to the road? Oh, I don't know. Shannon speaks into a large brick cell phone held up to her ear. It's $200 for 2 weeks. Phone inaudible. But can I trust him not to just change the locks? Yes, and I appreciate that, but Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Who's this mysterious stranger? Excuse me, ma'am. I saw the light was on and I'm looking for the on-ramp to... Do you believe in ghosts? Well, let's see. I do believe a place can be haunted, if that's what you mean. What about a person? Can a person be haunted? Sure, I guess a person could. Sometimes I feel haunted myself. What haunts you? Bad decisions, I guess. Wasted youth. Huh, well look. Here's what it is. I drive deliveries for a shop called the Sets Antiques and I'm out trying to finish this job. You're making a delivery to the mine? Oh, no. I delivery for 5 Dogwood Drive, and I can't remember ever seeing that address before. And I heard I need to take a highway called the Zero. So I met this young lady named Weaver Marquez, and she sent me this way, so here I am. Uncommon kind of place for an on-ramp, but that's what it's been like so far, anyway, with... What? Weaver Marquez, do you know her? So you saw her tonight. I know Weaver. She's my cousin. I'm Shannon Marquez. Oh, you're the one that who fixes televisions. That's right. Did she tell you that too? Of course she did. Weaver doesn't lie. One time when we were younger, she told me my dad had been in a terrible car wreck. There was crushed metal everywhere, and we'd been hearing it echo through the house for years, she said. I was very upset, crying, and then my dad walked in the door just to come back from a trip to the junkyard collecting scrap metal to fashion into wood chimes. I was angry, but she said it wasn't a joke, and it wasn't a lie. At the time, I thought she meant it as a riddle or a puzzle. But Weaver's not a puzzle. She's a mystery. So what are you doing? What are you doing down here, Shannon? I talked to Weaver earlier this evening, too. Or anyway, she talked to me. It's hard to tell if she's listening sometimes. Weaver told me I had to come down to the old Elkhorn mine. She said I'd find something I've been looking for. What are you looking for? I'm not exactly sure. I have a few ideas. I'll know it when I see it. It's not such a bad thing, you showing up now. All told, I'd rather not go down here alone. Your dog should stay up here, though. There's no place for a dog. This is an old mine. It runs pretty deep and tangled. If we're going to go down into it, find your on-ramp and whatever else, we've got to keep our bearings. I don't want to get turned around. I've got some gear here to measure conductivity, frequency response, stuff like that. Maybe we can find a way to put signal out ahead and do some analysis, figure out what kind of topology you're up against. Topology. Okay. Topology, that's the science of continuous space, my friend. Continuous space, my friend. The way this twisty maze of passages fits together. Shannon, that runs into the mine's PA system. Do you think it still works? The little light on the front of it is off. Oh, there's no power. Yeah, okay. Even when this old mine was up and running, it was tricky to keep stuff powered. You know, the miners used to have to pay just to run the fans and lights. Yeah, they got paid in these shitty plastic tokens. Cool script, you know? And if you want to run the fans for a bit to clear the air up, well, you have to put a token in. My parents used to work here. So did Weaver's parents. I guess a lot of folks' parents worked here. Can we power it up? We just have to free up some power for the PA system. Everything is rationed. Here, set up that lamp of yours, and I'll go and plug these ceiling lights. Fidgets with the change in his pocket. I heard the speakers back there here crack a little bit. It's on now, right? Try saying something into the mouthpiece. Well, okay, I hear you. We need to measure the echo delay and figure out how deep the tunnel runs. Just make some noise into the mouthpiece. Rub the finger along the surface of the mouthpiece. Hums a deep tone into the mouthpiece. Whistles. Damn, that's a long delay. These tunnels run deep. I bet some of them have ruptured or joined up with cave systems. Alright, I set my spectrum analyzer, so just say something into the mouthpiece and we can get a sense of how narrow the mine tunnels are. Don't be shy, just say anything that comes into your head. Tell me a story about something. What did you have for breakfast today? Here's a story. I used to work doing roof repair. We even fixed up a church roof once. It should have taken us an hour to get there. But I was too hungover and we ran late. Got it. Looks like the tunnels are pretty cramped. Yeah, low ceilings. Hope you're ready to stoop a bit. You're probably used to it. One more test. We just need to know if the air is breathable or if it's too thin or too dense. Just sit real close to the mouthpiece and breathe. I'll measure the resonance of your breath with the air in the tunnels. Just try to relax. Try to breathe naturally. Breathe and think about the road. Breathe and remember the moment when he was younger. Getting some pretty strong readings here. I think we're in good shape, but keep at it for a minute. Breathe and visualize a cool drink. Conway breathes and relaxes as the peel of feedback on loose rock engulfs him. Act 1, Scene 4. I think that's 4. I think we're going to leave it off right here before we continue in the story anymore. So this was Elite Crossplay playing Kentucky Route Zero. I will see you tomorrow with another episode.